everyone wear protection. Just because you see someone on TV handling snakes, you're not going to go out and handle a snake. So bees do sting. Please wear protection. If you are highly sensitive to bee venom, it can kill you if you don't get treatment. So please wear protection. Now, my last video, I took it upon myself to tell people that I was seeing people advocating using fishing line on their frames. And y'all excuse me, I'm going to keep talking while I get a frame here. And apparently I was wrong. Several people said it works, and I was surprised. So not one person come back and said no, it doesn't work. So let me try to explain how I think they're doing it, and if it works, and apparently it does, this would really help beginner beekeepers, because you would not have to get a embedder. So let me get to the point. This video is going to be kind of long, but I try not to ramble on if I can help it. But I'm 75, and you know what I'm saying. Now, if I can explain this, what these people are doing, instead of putting a sheet of foundation in here like this, they put a strip of foundation across the top, and then all y'all know there's 4 little holes on each end bar, and they're getting 9 fishing line, 20 pound I think, and going from this corner down to the bottom corner, and then vice versa, and then they're going horizontally across the center of the foundation. And apparently the bees, the strip of wax across the top, it guides the bees. The strip of foundation across the top, it guides the bees where to start drawing out the foundation, the comb. And they draw it straight down, and they draw the comb out right through the fishing line. And then the fishing line gives it support in the future. So if some of you people that have done this, go down below in your comment section and leave a comment and tell them as briefly and as precise as you can. Now, I'm going to jump around here, I'm sorry. Down below, the I like is my comment section. And in that comment section, I'm going to put a link to my humor channel. YouTube calls it a channel. Everybody's got their own name. On the internet, they call it website. On YouTube, they call it channel. So on YouTube, I have a humor channel, and down in my comment section, you can click on that link and go to my humor channel, and the only thing that is on that channel is my funny stories. And if it can make somebody laugh, and then it's made somebody feel good. So now, if you're looking for the queen, if you don't mind me saying, I do have a real good video that gives you some techniques that will help you find the queen. All beekeepers like to find the queen. I still do. And I'm going to try to fix it where when you stop watching this video, that find the queen video will pop up next, or you can see it immediately. But here's one thing I want to stress. When you're looking for the queen, there's 3 kinds of queens. Now this is my words, and there's exceptions to 90% of what I say. Other people have opinions. So That's what's so wonderful about beekeeping, is it's not precise, and you can come up with your ideas. I don't know who come up with the fishing line idea, but they need to be given credit for that. If that works, and apparently it does, that is a wonderful idea. And that's beekeepers helping beekeepers. So you have 3 kinds of queens. Now this is my words. You have layers. In other words, they're laying all the time. Then you have hiders. They hide from you. And then you have runners. And let me briefly explain what that is. When you pull a frame out of the hive and you're looking for the queen, and you see her over here, if she's a layer, she will continue to lay right in front of your eyes, and all that will make you feel so good. And now you have a hider. You pull the frame out and you see the queen right there. It's like she knows you're there. She can see you watching at her, and what she'll do, she'll run around on the other side every time. And she can run around on the other side, and you can turn it around, and man, she'll run back around on the other side. I believe they know you're there. Now you have a runner. A runner queen is, you go into your hive and you're looking for the queen, and you start on one side and you work your way to the other side. Well, that runner, she's on the bottom board, and when you start looking on this side, she'll run on the bottom board over to the other side. And then when you finally work your way patiently, and you're thinking, oh, I wish I could find her, oh, I wish I could find her, and you work your way over to the other side, she'll run back over here. So she's a runner. And the runners are the hardest ones to find. All my life and this year, I've seen on Facebook people trying to trap bees, trapping bees out of a house or a tree. Unless I'm wrong, like I was about the fishing line, please listen to an old man. You cannot trap the colony out of a building or a tree. You cannot do it. Let me explain it. You put your trap up there, and you will trap out the old flying bees. The young bees and the queen and all the brood is still in that structure. They will not come out. Now, there's homeowners, bless their hearts, they don't want to kill the bees. I understand that. And so this bee haver, he tells them, well, I'll trap them out. Now, he's, bless his heart, in Mississippi we say bless his heart. Bless his heart, I meant to take his shirt off. I'm starting to get warm. This bee haver, y'all see my blue ribbon? This bee haver, he will tell these people, now he is either ignorant or he don't know. Well, he's either ignorant or he's a liar. Now, I know that's a bad word to use. What do they say on TV? They don't call them liars. They call them, what do the Democrats call the Republicans? I forget now. They don't use the word liar, but they make it sound more friendly, But what happens is this person tells them, well, I'll trap them out and you'll be happy and you'll pay me and I'll be happy. And he traps them out, and then he puts some no-pest strips in the structure that kills the ones that's in there, but the homeowner doesn't know that. So you cannot trap out a colony. Concerning putting a package in a hive. I had a viewer ask me, he had a dead out. Now, the young beekeepers are calling it a dead out. We use different terminology back in my day, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good terminology. A hive that has died, and he said he still had comb left, and he wanted to know, can he put this package on that comb? And the answer is yes. But let me try to explain something here. This is a dead out right here. All right. If you have, we'll say that you have 10 frames of comb. Now this is not a good example. This comb here, you can't see it, but it's about 10% usable. And when a comb, you don't have to be a beekeeper to get an estimate. If this comb, if the queen can only use 70% of this comb, she can only lay in 7% of it, 70%. Then I would start every year pick out 2 frames and rotate them. Put new frames of foundation in there. Now, back to the subject. We'll say that all 10 frames are good comb, and you're going to put a package bees back in them. All right, you take out 5 frames and put your package in there. Now, when you take the package out of there, put all of your frames, put all of your combs back in there initially. And I'm going to step around here and see if the camera is still working. All right. You put the package in there. Then when you take the package itself, you take it out of the hive, put all of your frames of drawn comb back in there. Now, week and a half, 2 weeks. If it's cool weather, you can 3 weeks. You go back in there, and that colony, that cluster, will be somewhere. They will be centered. They will be located somewhere in that hive. They might be on the wall, the center, but say 3 weeks later, you go back in there, and the frames that are not covered with bees, take those frames of comb out of there and put them where they're protected, where moths will not lay on them. In the hot summertime, you probably need to put them in the freezer temporarily. Now, as that colony grows, you can put 2 frames at a time back in there and keep the colony centered in the hive. But the idea is you want all your frames of comb to be covered with bees. Now, if you have foundation like this, it's a different situation. You don't have to be as concerned for waxworms laying on this, okay? The waxworms lay their eggs, they prefer the dark comb in there. So, if I didn't explain that good, let me know. I've got a blog, beekeepingtutorial.com. They call it a blog. I do and I don't understand that. But anyway, it's on the internet. It's a website, but they call it a blog. You can go on there and ask me a question. In between videos, if you have a question, you can go on there and ask me. If you want to share some knowledge with other beekeepers. You can type as long, you can type out the entire subject. If it'll help beekeepers, we're not in competition. We're here to help each other. Two old men help me, and I get a lot of gratification out of knowing that I help somebody. So, now, now I'm not a serious person, so you buy these at the drugstore. It helps some kids, I think, but I'm not a serious person. But I do hope and try to give beekeepers correct information. Now, if you go down below my video, you will see a thumbs up, and that's an I like, and I like that if you do that. And every time you do that, I get a blue ribbon. Now, you will see a red rectangular bar, and it says subscribe. And you click on that, and then right that red bar will go gray. And then right beside that bar is a bell. And if you click on that bell, YouTube will send you an email that I published a new video. I hope you follow me on that. And then if you go to my Durham Humor site, it's on YouTube. And the channel is called Durham Humor. And this channel here that you're watching is called Walls Be Man. We live in Walls, Mississippi. I imagine you couldn't tell. And so it's called Walls Be Man. And my Durham Humor is Durham Humor on YouTube. And I just put my funnies on there. If you go on there, be sure and click that I like, and then subscribe on that, and I'll get another. When I get 10,000 views on that, they give me a big ribbon or something like that. This is personal. I've got a dear friend here in this area, and he's a guitarist, and he plays. They call them gigs. He plays many gigs. Well, the local funeral home director called him and told him that he was burying a homeless man. And the homeless man did not have any relatives or friends. And he asked my dear friend, would he please go out there and play some songs, and so somebody will sing him goodbye. And my friend told him he would. And the funeral home director told him, said, well, it's out in the backwoods. Y'all don't know what the backwoods is. In Mississippi, we know what that means. And so my friend started heading out there, and he got lost. And he was about an hour late when he discovered the pauper graves. And the funeral people had already left, and the hearse had even gone. So he parked and went over there with his guitar, and the grave diggers were still there because they hadn't filled the hole in yet. They was having lunch, and so he stepped up there and he told them. He said, "I told the funeral director that I would play some songs here in behalf of this soul, and I'm so sorry I'm late. And do y'all mind if I play some songs?" And of course, the grave diggers, you know, they told him, "No, we don't mind." Well, he started playing. He played one song and then another one, and then he started playing on the old rugged cross. Oh my! I don't know if y'all know that song, but the grave diggers started weeping. And my friend, as he was playing the old rugged cross, he started weeping. All of them was weeping. And finally he finished, and he was heading back to the car, and he said his head was hanging low, but his heart was full. He felt like he had done his good deed for the day, like I feel like I'm doing mine today. And he opened the door, and he heard one of the grave diggers said, "You know, I've been digging graves for 20 years. No, that ain't what he said. And my friend opened the door, and he heard one of the grave diggers say, "You know, I have been doing this for 20 years. And this is the first time that I've seen somebody play over a septic tank." He got lost, but they all enjoyed the music, I'm sure. All right, look, if y'all have any questions, let me know. And if you go to Durham Humor, click I like and all that stuff, and down below click I like, and if y'all have any suggestions, oh, there's my phone. All right, bye.